नमस्कार, मैं रोहित फार्मर और आउटडोर्सी इंडियंस चैनल में आपका स्वागत है। अगर आपने मेरा पिछला वीडियो देखा है तो उसमें मैंने दिखाया था कि मैंने स्टैंड अप पैडल बोर्ड ख़रीद लिया है, इन्फ्लेटेबल स्टैंड अप पैडल बोर्ड विच इज़ माय फर्स्ट एवर स्टैंड अप पैडल बोर्ड, and I showed you the setup, how I set it up using the manual pump, and then I took it on the water. So the manual pump, even though it's efficient and work, but it's very tiring and it's also takes some time. So later on I decided कि मैं इलेक्ट्रिक पंप ले लूँगा, तो मैंने इलेक्ट्रिक पंप अब ले लिया है और मैंने काफ़ी और सब यूज़र से बात की and they also said it's worth the investment because it just makes the process easier. So today I'll show you how I set it up using an electric pump. So this is the electric pump that I have attached to the car, and now I'll switch it on and let it inflate the paddleboard. So in addition to using the new electrical pump, I will also use the kayak seat today. तो जैसे कि आप देख सकते हैं कि आज मैं काyak सीट यूज़ कर रहा हूँ instead of using this board as a stand-up paddle board. I can still stand or get on my knees, there is enough space, but since I am trying the kayak seat, I will try to spend most of my time in this position. I think I can sit in many different ways, but I think for now this looks like the most comfortable position. And I'm in the Black Hill Regional Park again because I shot my last video here where I showed the setup of this paddle board. So I decided to come back to this lake again and try a variation. So as I mentioned at the beginning of this video, that instead of using a manual pump, I used an electric pump which worked flawlessly. And the pump is by a company called OutdoorMaster, and I think it's the Dolphin version or the Dolphin model. So it's one of their smallest models that is made only for stand-up pedal boards. I think it cannot go beyond that, but it's good enough for this setup, and it's also very cost effective. So it took some time, around 15 minutes, to inflate this paddle boards to the desired pressure. So the recommended pressure is anywhere from 12 psi to 15 psi with a maximum of 20 psi. So I inflated it at 13 psi to be just at the middle. So if it is too hot, then the hot air will inflate the board a bit, so it will have some buffer to inflate and deflate. So I found that a very efficient process, at least from the energy expenditure point of view. It took 15 minutes, but that's okay because during that time I did the other setup. And today I'm trying to explore the part of the lake that I missed last time. I did only a bit of it, and it looks like the current is in the opposite direction, so it's harder to paddle in this direction. Right, I tried to wear full pants today so that I don't get too sunburned, but it's probably not the ideal clothing for water activities, at least the pants. Shirts are okay. So one thing I'm noticing is that the whole activity is not as dry as you would get in a kayak because there's no covering. This is at least 5 inches above the water level, so it's not that the water is splashing and coming on the board, but as I'm paddling, the water is dripping from my paddles and it's straight on myself and straight on the board. In a kayak, the kayak shell would probably, deflect all that water, so you will not get as wet as you would on this paddleboard. But it is serving me dual purpose, so I can use it as a SUP and I can also use it as a kayak. तो इसमें फ़ायदे तो हैं, एक ही इन्वेस्टमेंट से हम दो तरह का मज़ा ले रहे हैं. और नेक्स्ट टाइम I will try to do fishing in this position. I don't know what will be the most effective position, घुटने पे होके या खड़े होके या बैठ के, लेकिन मैं अपनी छोटी फिशिंग रॉड लेके आऊँगा सिर्फ एक लूअर और हुक के साथ, and I'll see if I can manage to do some fishing. अभी ज़्यादातर फिशिंग जो मैं करता हूँ वो ऑफ शोर करता हूँ, so it will be a new thing to try. It's a very nice weather today. It's not too hot, it's a bit cloudy, and yeah, the water temperature is really good, so I'm loving it. It's so peaceful here. All I hear is the sound of the birds and little insects and a bit of water. Nothing. Now I'll go to the other side of the lake, and it looks like now I'm paddling with the current, so it's moving faster and there's less restraint. So that's the seating position with the kayak seat on. Cushion wise, the seat is not the most comfortable, but from the backrest point of view, I think it's okay. It's good. This is what I love about being outdoors. It's quiet, it's peaceful. All you hear is nature. You're just by yourself. You can hear your thoughts clearly. And it's so much fun. I wish I had more people paddling with me today. So it's more the merrier, but it's fine. I'm with the nature, and that's good enough. So I'm returning now. It's been 1 hour since I'm on the water. I think that's enough for today.